Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of News in 2 Minutes, bringing you the news that you need to know every day. Let's begin. India has launched its first domestically built aircraft carrier, joining an elite few countries that have the materials and the ability to perform the feat. The launch, which was hailed as proving the ability for India to stand up to the world, comes just 2 days after the activation of India's first nuclear-powered submarine, the INS Arihant, a name in Sanskrit that translates to the destroyer of enemies. Egyptian authorities have temporarily halted plans to forcibly remove Muslim Brotherhood supporters from the streets of Cairo, fearing that widespread riots and unstoppable violence may accompany the crackdown. Judicial officials within the country have extended ex-President Morsi's forcible detention, leading analysts to believe that Morsi may play an important role in the closure of Egypt's political tension. The United Nations group UNICEF has announced that the country of Namibia is suffering from the worst drought that it has seen in over 30 years, a pattern that we've seen in stories worldwide as local meteorologists say that the country hasn't seen rain in over 24 months. Local residents of the drought-stricken area stress that they have never suffered from drought like this before because they have always been able to drink from the milk of animals, but now even the animals cannot find enough water. Our Quake Watch continues today as we follow a 6.1 that struck at a shallow depth of just 10 miles in Peru, a 6.0 that was felt across most of Australia, a string of 5.1s across China, Japan, and Costa Rica, and a notable 4.8 that struck underneath Hawaii's Kilauea volcano, a move that may have repositioned the lava chambers beneath the giant. The World Health Organization has announced a laboratory-confirmed case of the H7N9 avian flu in a 51-year-old woman in a southern seacoast district of China, and the first new confirmed case of human infection with the virus since July 20th of this year. In related news, a study released by the Journal of Infectious Diseases discusses the results of over 1,000 blood samples showing that 6.3% of poultry workers in the area currently have the antibodies to H7N9, while no antibodies were found in the general public. The researchers went on to say that their data supports the conclusion that infected poultry is the primary source of human infection of H7N9, and that the virus or one very similar to it is currently circulating throughout the markets. And to wrap things up, inducing labor or the chemicals that are used for the induction have been linked to autism. The Sun released the first M-class flare that we have seen this month. Greece is expected to call for a new bailout in early 2014. Israel has intercepted and destroyed a rocket fired from Egypt, and India and Pakistan traded fire for several hours on Monday in violation of ceasefire agreements and raising tensions between the nuclear countries. And that's it for this episode of News in 2 Minutes. Check back tomorrow for more news that the aware need the most. This week's News in 2 Minutes is brought to you by SHTFplan.com, where even the officials go for news, and SQmetals.com for all your precious metal needs.